please how Crash Bandicoot name game is on German.
Crash Bandicoot 2. Cortex schlägt zurück.
So, well, now it's time to start. I'm gonna make the countdown from 3, so 3, 2, 1, go. So, well, as I was saying before, this is Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back. This is any %, no game over reviews, which will be the normal any % category without any kind of major glitches, because for this game there are three glitched categories. The first one is any % glitch, any % game over reviews, and any % no game over reviews, which is the category that I'm running here. So the first thing that I'm gonna talk about before I talk about the game and all that stuff, about the story and all that things, the principal movement for this game is called neutral slide spin, which is the one that I'm making right now. So which consists about this movement? Well, and every time I make a slide pressing the circle button or R1 button, before the slide finishes, if I release the D-pad in my case, or the analog stick, whatever stuff are you using for moving Crash, and you press the square button to make a spin, and you will conserve the speed of the slide on the spin. So that's the reason why this is called neutral slide spin. And basically this is the first, well, this is the principal focus on the movement of the game. So the plot of this game is the game continues on the same part that you finished the first game, which is when you defeat Cortex on the normal boss battle. Thanks to that, Cortex fell down and he fell on an island where he found a master crystal, and he's planning to use the energy of that crystal for dominate the world. But 1 year later, while he was working with his new teammate Engine, he told nice drop input. He told Cortex that if he wanna use the master crystal, he need to gain all the energy for all the 25 slave crystals. But since he doesn't have any kind of army on the earth, he's gonna look for an enemy, in this case Crash, to gain that crystals. So while Crash was with his little sister, his Imoto, Coco Bandicoot, and she ran out of battery in her laptop, so she asked Crash to go to find a new battery for it. So while he was looking for one battery, he fell into a trap that Cortex put, and if we were watching the cutscenes of this game, and he appears in an hologram saying that he apologized for inviting Crash, for making that Crash go to the warp room that way, but that Cortex need the Crash helps because there's something evil that's wanted to make something bad to the world. So he asked Crash to get 25 crystals. So in this way, Cortex tried to look like a good Paul in order to make that Crash help him. So that's the principal focus of this game. But there's not only crystals to catch, there are also some gems, some time gems or extra gems that you can find on some part of the stages, and also some gem boxes that are the usual gems that you will gain if you catch all the boxes that for this category are not necessary. Just if you wanna get this game at 100%, you need to gain them. And once you get a gem and you finish a stage, you trigger a cutscene that Nitrous Brio appears and tells us that while we are looking for some crystals, we have found a gem, and that turns to us into the Brio's enemies. So he told us that Cortex is not gonna use the crystals for something good, so he need to destroy the Cortex portals, which is the Cortex station. at the space. So for it, instead of collecting all the 25 crystals, we need to collect all 42 gems, which in some way it's impossible because to continue through the stages, okay, that was happening. To continue through the stages, you need to gain the crystals, so you need to catch all 25 crystals and 42 gems. But we are not gonna trigger on this, so we are gonna just go through the normal pace. On this situation, this should be going for the crystals. So this is basically 20% no game over use. And now I'm gonna, okay, nice body slam. And something that also I need to say about this game is that it's normal that this game drops your inputs. That's, you're gonna see that sometimes that while I try to jump or I'll try to make another spin or some certain movements, it will look like if I haven't done it, and this is because the game drops a lot your inputs. And I'm running this game on a PlayStation 3, which is the most slowest platform, but it's the only platform that I have to run the game for now. And since I'm using also a wireless controller, that means that also it's more probable that I drop more inputs. And also something I need to say about this game is, as you have saw at the start, I have put the game in German because I have asked on chat which language would you like to see on Crash Bandicoot 2. And the reason of the language is because I'm playing the PAL version of the game. In speedrunning, we are used to use the NTSC versions. The Japanese ones, if the game is based on text, because kanji is more faster. Or if it's based on dub, the American version, since that's bad. Another or the American versions if the game is based on dub, because English voice is more faster than Japanese. But on this is one of the weird cases where PAL versions are the better, and that was a very bad pattern. And what is the reason that we are using PAL version? Well, NTSC versions of Crash Bandicoot 2 runs at 30 FPS, while PAL version runs at 25 FPS. The PAL version of the games runs approximately 17% more slower than NTSC versions, and thanks to that, some of the games are slower. But in this case, Naughty Dog was aware about this, so they decided to make that Crash moves a bit faster on PAL version. That's the reason why to run this game is better on the PAL version, and also there are some glitches exclusively for this version, and thanks to the low frame rate, some tricks are more easiest to perform here instead of the NTSC version of the game. So that's the reason we use the PAL version of the game for this run, and also, well, whatever we can see. I forgot entirely what I was going to say here. So, well, this is the first boss battle, which is Reaper. This boss also appeared in the first game, and this is a very easy pace because we just need to wait that he puts the TNTs on the floor, and then he is gonna then the TNT is gonna explode and we're gonna hit him. Then he's gonna put these neutral boxes. He's gonna jump over them, and once he fell down, we need to make some damage to him. We can jump over him, slide, but in this case I prefer to spin. So also for all the people who is making some comments in the chat on German, I need to say that the only part of the game that we're gonna hear something in German will be when we defeat Engine, when we defeat Cortex, and also when we watch the last cutscene of the game when Crash's emote Kogo talks to us. So well, we just need to go to this nut pace. And first boss defeated. And also something that I need to say is that sometimes when I move to a new warp zone or I gain a certain amount of crystals, some cutscenes with the holograms will activate on the warp room. So to skip them, I press the triangle button. But at the same time, if I press the triangle button, okay, another drop input. But if I press the triangle button to skip the animations, and also before the cutscene starts, I press another button like the spin or jump button. If I do correctly, it works more with spin. I can make that make that crash moves while the cutscene starts. So that will be something helpful to same time. For example, on that part, maybe you haven't noticed, but I have skipped the cutscene that's gonna appear when we defeat Reaper Roo. And thanks to that I have moved, but I usually keep pressing the triangle button, because if I can move while the cutscene is being played on, and if I enter to a warp room, Crash will fall down and then he will respawn again on the warp room. That's gonna make us to lose some time. And also there's a possibility that the music of the game got muted, but that can be fixed on the option menu, just to turn on again the volume of the music. And well, exactly, I don't know how much faster is to go through ice, but it's the most fastest movement. Sometimes the neutral light spin doesn't work correctly on the ice, because literally it's like the same speed, or it's a bit faster, I don't remember. And also the neutral light spin can be done on NTSC versions, but if we consider the walking crash pace and speed like a 1.0, on NTSC the neutral light spin makes you move like 1.4 faster, and on PAL version makes you move 1.7. That's the reason why the PAL version is the better one for this. And this is good for the people who lives on PAL territories and wanna speedrun some retro games, because sometimes importing an NTSC console from another country can be quite expensive, so you can get a PAL PS2 and a PAL copy of this game to run it without any kind of problems. And just for safer strats, I'm gonna wait for this. Okay, I haven't got the trick. Because on TNT boxes, if we spin correctly over them or next to them and we move faster, we can make that the TNT explodes faster, but we don't receive any kind of damage. And I was trying to do that, unfortunately I wasn't able to do it. And also, talking about NTSC versions, if you cannot play the PAL version, the NTSC-U version should be better to run if just running NTSC version are your only options to run the game, because NTSC-J is the worst one, since every time you catch an Aqueous Mask, the game will freeze us for a bit, and then Aku's gonna tell us some kind of advices and tricks and hints that can help that the game goes more easy to complete. And also something I forgot to say about the Aqueous Mask is that I will try to catch as less as I can, and sometimes I will be doing some damage boost in order to lose the mask, because when you gain 3 masks, you enter into an invincibility mode, which makes you go more slower than walking. And also the invincibility nerfs the neutral light spin, so I'm gonna try to don't catch the Aqueous Masks. Okay, that was gonna be bad. So all these burst stages are more like auto-scrollers. There's any important stuff to say here, so I just jump with the cross button and I can make that Crash moves a bit faster pressing the circle button. So next stage is Crash Crush, and well, with Buried, that was a burst stage. There are 3 stages in total of this kind, but for this category we are just gonna play 2. And this kind of chase levels, which is Crash Crush and it was Crash Dash, there are 3 of this on all the game. So I'm gonna keep quiet here for a bit, just in case, because I need to be careful with some movements. Because I don't know why, but recently my controller has liked to drop my inputs here. And also you can see more new traps and some stuff. For example, that kind of mines that are overflowed are not bad, because I don't lose lives if I fall on them, but it can be dangerous if I touch one of them and I'm close to the snowball. And also, there are some cutscenes about Crash when he enters to that stuff before that part before the snowball got stopped, and I got that weird movement glitch again. So in order to skip them, I will try to keep spinning while I move. So this way I can skip that cutscene and save some seconds. But also don't mind if I keep losing lives, and also if I miss a crystal. So I'm just gonna go on a safe pace here. Fortunately, this is the last part of the stage. And now, this is the last stage of this warp room, the Eel Deal. There are a total of 25 stages, if I forgot to mention it. And the Eel Deal and See Where Later are hanging out on my favorite stages thanks to the soundtrack, so I'm gonna keep quiet just to make you enjoy these amazing tracks. And also, another stuff that I wanna say is that sometimes I will be zigzagging, which means that I will move faster my finger while I try to move Crash, because zigzagging, which means move to left or right, up right, left right, and all that stuff faster, will make that Crash moves a little bit faster. So I'm do that regularly when I jump, or in some part when I do the NSJ. In this part, I will have done a damage boost in order to use one mask, but I'm not sure about my movements and I need a mask for this last part, so I'm gonna keep it. Just for this last part, because sometimes if I don't move correctly, the enemies will be up, so I used to make a damage boost on that specific part. And now it's time to go versus the Komodo Bros, which is the second boss fight here. So I hope that I don't activate one specific glitch, and I'm gonna talk about it in a while. If I got it, if I don't, it will be nice. Okay, I haven't got it. So well, this boss fight is easy. I just need to wait that the big Komodo brother on the middle throws Joe. And then he will throw that stuff, and that's need to be done 3 times. And also I will try to move as far as I can from Joe, because if I keep close to him, he will then stop to move, so that's gonna translate into losing time. And now, let's get second boss defeated. Okay, I haven't skipped this ascent. It's fine. So now it's plant food, the first stage of this warp room, and well, sometimes Crash like to drop my movement impulse. Nice. Use for safe stress and do that. And well, checkpoints are not required for this, but just to go on a safer pace, I'm gonna try to catch them. And also, I will try to play a bit safely here because I need to save at least one mask for the final part of the stage, because it's gonna be something gonna help me to save time, but it doesn't matter if I lose this mask. Okay, I have to skip that part, it's a bit hard for me. So that's the reason why I used to reach this part with 2 masks, and which is the same time. The same time will be here, because the normal way is that I need to defeat that plant, banana plants or something like that, and then I will go back and take that water board, and that's a beautiful thing. It's gonna make us lose time, and how that it's gonna make us lose time? Well, as I've said before, if I finish a stage gaining a gem, well, for the first, as you can see, Crash takes out their crystals while he's get out stage. That will happen also with the gem, so that means that I will have more lost time, and also I will trigger the Nitrous video cutscene that will translate into more lost time. So since I have played this game a big amount of times, no, that's okay. Damn, I was close to say it, but I haven't said it. So. This is Crash Bandicoot 2 Memes Strikes Back. Okay, I feel bad because I'm dying here a lot. But never mind. If everything goes fine, I will finish under my estimate. So with that eels, I need to be careful, because also it's some perfect timing in sometimes with some movements. And also I need to the masks here to save time. I'm just gonna do that for memes. So I'm gonna make a damage boost at the end of the stage, and as you have saw on these stages there are different ways to complete them. On this case we need to go first to the left and then go back and go to the right, since on the left is the crystal, on the right is the end of the stage. In other stages we don't need to focus on the other parts, because there will be some boxes, gems and all that stuff that we don't need for this category. Damage boost coming here just to go faster, and yes, second stage. Now next cutscene, it will be Coco, but we're not gonna watch it, so I'm gonna skip it. And let's go to the second stage, which is Bird Down. The second stage of Birds, which is Bird Down. The second and last that we're gonna watch on this run, but don't mind, because if you love Polar, you're gonna see him on the level 15, which is unbearable, in the last part. So again, this is a kind of auto-scroller. Okay, that hasn't happened to me before. So it's time to start the stage again. and I'm amazingly surprised that my Donald Duck run went better, and I haven't practiced it, and I have practiced a lot this game, and I'm choking a lot. Why this is so fast? This is so fast because I like speed. And also something I need to say is that every time I die, some cycles will be reset. It's not supposed that you use that dead abuses for reset cycles on this category. That's more something for 100%. But sometimes I'm gonna... if I die accidentally, I will use that resetting cycles. Okay, that was close to be another entirely dead. Okay. Road to Ruin. This is the first stage that will be annoying for first runners, and also it's still being annoying for me because some little movements will make that I will get strike and lose my pace, so I'm gonna keep quiet here. If I say something, it needs to be something important about the game, or maybe something stupid, right? So again, we have new enemies, new soundtrack, new ambientation. So I'm gonna take some safe strats. What? Okay, I don't know why, but sometimes my controller likes to make me that. And also, language doesn't affect to the game. It doesn't matter which language you select on all version. It doesn't affect about speed or something. And what the heck was that? Okay, that was something new for me. And okay, game. Just in case, I'm gonna keep the mask until this last part. Now unbearable, and again another chase level, but instead of being chased by a snowball, we are gonna be chased by a giant bear. So I hope that you like bears. Seriously, if this is a PB, I'm gonna donate another $3. But since I think that this is not gonna be a PB, I'm not gonna. Well, on next Warproom I'm gonna talk about the difference between no game over reviews and game over reviews, because I forgot to say that. The difference between any percent categories. So I need to focus here. Another drop input, nice. Okay, that was amazingly nice. This is the last part that we're gonna use this little bird. I suppose that if I speed up with polar, I can jump over the roof, but Okay, okay, I don't know why that is happening. That I'm starting to getting tilted, and I don't want to get tilted. I'm gonna save time next stages. Now, third boss, Tiny Tiger. It's now this will be a bit RNG based and also luck based because there will be some pads in the air that we need to make that some of them will fall down, and we need to make that Tiny goes where all that pads are in order he fell down. This is a bit RNG based. I'm gonna trick him. What? Okay, that's something that we call extended slide. It's supposed that just happened on Crash Bandicoot 3, but the extended slide is when you make the slide and you try to jump, but the game drops your jump input. So it's time to play safe again. Life isn't fair for this verse. Life isn't fair even for this Bandicoot. There we go. Now, as you have saw on previous warp rooms, and I went into in a specific order to stages because yeah, it doesn't mind principally here which stage do you take first, thanks to the masks. But that's not the case on warp room 4 because there's no specific stage which is hanging out the first stage of this song, which you need to. You can use the masks to go a bit faster on a specific part, so I'm gonna try to keep my masks. And I need to start the stage at least with one mask, but I will try to start with two. It will be a bit hard for me, but I'm gonna try to do my best. So this is Behaving, if I remember correctly. The stage number 17, which it's one of the two stages of bees, and if you don't like bees, you wouldn't like either here on this game. Fortunately, there are just two stages of this kind, and both stages are on this warp room, so after it doesn't matter. Also, as you can see, when that plants throw that explosive seeds, I will spin in order to don't get damaged, because a good way to skip some damages and some stuff of the enemies, you just need to spin. Thanks to that, you can skip some stuff and save time. Okay, that was good. Safer strats. And while at least on this stage the good part is that it's just one be the one that's chasing you, but on the next stage there are 5, which it makes a bit harder this. No, this is behaving. The other stage was taking it, my mistake. So behaving, this is the most hardest stage for me of this war room, thanks to all that bees. It's time to try to keep the masks and don't die, because if I die I will lose the masks. I need the masks in next stages. And also I need to wait on a specific part so I don't want that the bees came out and attacked your good crash. Okay, bad timing. I've lost one mask. I will read comments when I finish this, guys, so wait. Okay, I'm gonna keep here. Go out. We'll make this explode. Then I will move faster. And we're done. Well, I'm gonna repeat this because I have said this one episode run. The movement on this game is called neutral slide spin, and it consists that when you make a slide, you need to release your movement input. On this case, should be the D-pad or the analog stick, but in this game analog is slower, so I'm using the D-pad. So when I make the spin, I make the slide and then I release the D-pad. Before the slide finishes, I can perform spin once I release the D-pad. Okay, this is bad, and don't mind. I'm gonna save this here because, well, I got distracted just for talking. And what I was trying to do here is that, well, once you... Well, on this is because on this stage I don't need to die. So I'm gonna do it this one. And then I'm gonna explain this while I restart the game. And I can't just quit the game and then enter again, because it wouldn't appear. Because in these stages there are some paths called dead routes that it will appear a platform, and if we can reach that part of that stage without dying, so in this case I have died, I have lost a life, so unfortunately that part's not gonna appear, and that saves a big amount of time on this stage. So I'm just gonna restart the game while I have to save. And well, again, explaining again the NJ. Once you make the slide and then you release the D-pad, before the slide finishes, if you spin, you can conserve that speed. So definitely this is a very big repeat. So that's the point of the natural slide spin. So, and sorry, I have said before that it was NSJ. This NSJ is for Crush 3. So I'm gonna keep quiet until I reach that platform here. And this was better retard because it's not supposed that I used to die here. Okay, and I have lost one mask. That's gonna be more bad. But at least the good part is that when I reach the dead root platform, and if I die, the platform will spawn again. Sketch this checkpoint, and there we go. I'm gonna explain this when I finish this stage. So. Safer strats, yay! And I haven't needed the mask, interesting. And that's a nice gem, I'm not gonna catch it. And I'm gonna explain why I take this. If I haven't died and I haven't restored, maybe I have saved like 1.5 minutes, because the normal route for this game, it's more longer than usual. So sometimes the only dead route required for saving time is that one, because in the other stages, all the dead routes you have so lets you to gain another gem, and then you will spawn on another part of the stage. But usually in other stages the dead route are longest, so that translates into losing time. So well, I have finished with one mask, and this is bad because I needed to for save time on this stage, which is Ruination. And I'm gonna explain which part do you save time. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna be able, but you know, it's kind of bad luck sometimes. But well, it's a show that this is being playing live. There's no any kind of edit run. Playing back here. Because as you can see on this part, Crash moves slower. But if you gain the invincibility on this specific part, you can move faster. And there's only one Agus mask on this stage that is gonna be featured here. Once I catch that, obviously I'm gonna move slower here, but the next part I can move faster. Catch the light just in case. Okay, for the 100% route, you need to catch the checkpoint there, and as you get the gem box at the end of the stage, you need to make a dead abuse, because if I walk down, I will find another path to a secret stage. It's one of the extra stages that are not required for this run, because that stage just have gem boxes, and gem boxes are not required for this. So now we have the last stage, which is Ruination. The last stage that we need to complete in this warp room. And then we're gonna move to a boss fight, and if I don't die and everything goes fine on next warp room, definitely not gonna be a PV, but at least I'm gonna be able to finish under my estimate. Okay, game. Thanks for helping me to finish under my estimate. I appreciate it a lot. just for safeness, I'm gonna wait here. So I'm gonna wait again. No, okay, okay, game. Why have you done that? Okay, I don't know why, but well, this is not my usual PS3 controller. My previous PS3 controller, which I was used to play, unfortunately died, and I got this new one. But it's a used controller, and sometimes it acts weirdly. I don't know why that happened. But, well, it's time to some less RNG to finish under the estimate. Now it's time to go to the boss fight, which is Engine, and this is the first time that we're gonna hear some voice cast on German. And this will happen once I defeat him. So, from all the bosses, this can be the most annoying and most hard and longest to complete, because we need to shoot some infinite wound boosts to his arms and all, some stuff. So I'm gonna try to get all... Okay, that was bad. I had to... It's supposed that I need to show to this hand, but I have forgot that for a while, so it's gonna take a bit more time. Okay, that was bad. Definitely this was a big mistake. That was a big mistake. I'm gonna try to make the second phase on one cycle. Okay, but I haven't got it. Now this is the last box. And now it's time to hear Engine speaking in German.
Meister Cortex wird für ihren Widerstand nicht erfreut sein. Sein Sohn wird sich retten.
Well, it's time now for the Blast RNG to finish under the estimate. Okay, another skip scene. That was nice. Piston it away. This and Space Out are similar. Space Out is the last stage, so there's not anything interesting stuff that I need to say here. Unless this kind of enemies that in a while it will appear some of them that has that electric arms up, that if we touch we're gonna die and hit or receive damage, and like in this case. But then now that we have this one that has their arms up, so we can gonna do anything. But now here start the problems, because the next enemy is gonna open and close their electric arms. It's like okay, your audio hasn't come up. Okay, let me. Oops. when I finish this, I'm gonna fix because I think that I have muted Discord. Sorry, Benji, if you was reading a live donation, because also I haven't heard you. Yes, when I finish the stage, I'm gonna check. Never mind. Now I have this special enemy that I need to wait that he pushes up, because if I go closer to him when he pushes up, that will be bad because he will push me and maybe I will die if I fall down. Okay, that was weird. Now Rocket, the first jetpack stage. So... I mean, I don't have muted Discord, so Benji should have been able to with the nation. Well, I'm gonna enter again. So also there's a way to skip this on. Okay, Benji, wait a moment. I'm not hearing you. Oh, okay, I think that where's my mistake. I know now where's my mistake. I'm gonna fix it when I finish this, sorry. I'm gonna fix this faster. Okay, now it should work. Benji, try again. And also, this is an okay, that was a big mistake, but this is an exclusive poll glitch to save time. Because if you try to do this in NTSC, you can get stuck and also you will die. You just spin over this enemy and go up. And on the NTSC version, if you can skip the enemy, and that firewall's gonna hit you. Okay, checkpoint just in case. Play safely because you're losing a big amount of time.
Oh my god, lol!
Yes, now it works. I can hear you, Benji. But I have muted my mic on Discord. Now you should be able to talk.
Hello? Hi. Okay, I wanted to read aloud your donation. So we have received a $2 donation from UnFantasmaMas saying, "Sup folks, here are my $2 for saving the S-World while my DDGQ run. Hope you're enjoying this while I try to defeat Komodo Bros." Thank you so much.
That used to happen when you use Internet Explorer to read donations. Okay, I have promised that I have said the S world twice on my DDGQ run, so I have done it $1 for every time I have said it. Unfortunately, I haven't said it on this run, which is fine since I don't have so much money, but sometimes helping with some donations is nice.
Hey, it doesn't matter as long as it's something, and even if only if you have the intention to today, that's more than enough.
Well, for the next project fundraising, I'm gonna put a donation goal. Well, I'm gonna dance some weird songs in Just Dance if we reach a certain amount of money.
Oh my god, lol.
Yes. Because after watching somebody dancing yesterday on a Warriors game that I don't remember the name, I got inspired. Or I don't remember which game it was. I think WarioWare.
It was WarioWare.
Okay, I'm gonna dance for the next marathon. I'm gonna dance Oishi Oishi from Just Dance.
Oh,
I'm gonna for the
no.
next marathon. Let's put that donation goal. I'm gonna dance Oishi Oishi when we reach a certain amount of money. Wait, I missed the crystal? Where I have missed the crystal? Yes, I have missed the crystal. Well, this used to happen when somebody distracts you on a run, so RIP estimate. Oh wait, I have catch the crystal. Why I have just 22? Where I have missed the... Okay, I have missed the crystal on rocket, so RIP finish under the estimate. Let's repeat the stage. But remember guys, on next project fundraising, if we reach $200, I'm gonna dance Oishi Oishi. And I'm gonna put the live card.
Oh my god, that's gonna be the funniest thing in the world.
Yes, because I can say I'm gonna dance a Lady Gaga song thanks to copyright. But it was so funny.
Oh my god!
No, Bad Romance is better for that. So keep. No, it will be nice if Poker Face features on a Just Dance. It will be highly epic. But for this case, for the next project fundraising, if the marathon reaches the $200, I'm gonna dance Oishi Oishi with like cam, or maybe another ridiculousness song. No, I know
Oishi
something better. If we reach $200, I'm gonna dance Oishi Oishi. But when the money got reached on the same run, if after the run that actually got that $100 finishes. Okay, sorry, I got confused. If while the run that when the $200 are reached hasn't finished, and when it finished it rises to $150, I'm gonna dance also What Does the Fox Say?
Oh no!
That's gonna be something highly epic. And well, RIP estimate. Okay, no, that RIP estimate. Now it's time to go to Pack Attack, which is the last jetpack stage, and that's normal mistake that I used to do on my first run, that I forget the crystal. Fortunately, well, I'm not gonna finish under the estimate, but this can be 1 hour and 5 minutes, which is good.
Boca face. Now I have a catchy tune in my ear now.
Yeah, I remember that song when I was at high school. Sometimes I don't know how to feel about that.
You know, I know, right?
What?
You know, right? Like, what the heck?
That's
man?
gonna be Evin on next marathon. I'm gonna see, because there are some cool ridiculousness songs on Just Dance that I can dance if we reach some donations. It doesn't matter if I don't run anything, but that will be my incentive for the donations. $200, Oishi Oishi. 250 before the run finishes. What Does the Fox Say? I got spun. I mean, I would have said something like that for this marathon, but unfortunately I wouldn't be able, because after I finish this I just have 1 hour to leave my house, because I need to get back to my hometown and the city, and I'm studying because my internet connection is better here for streaming. But well, it was very bad run, but it doesn't matter. I'm gonna go over the estimate just in 1 minute, guys. Get that hype for overestimate.
Overestimate time.
Well, if I don't die, if I don't die on this last stage, which is a space out, I can finish in 1 hour 3 minutes. Let's go over the estimate.
Let's go.
Also, if everyone, if somebody wants, join BC. I don't mind. After I finish this, because I'm not gonna say anything, unless Benji doesn't want.
I always want to. Now, what the hell is Discord now taking my webcam mic? Baby Rich!
Evin. Well, in this case, I don't have anything important to say, and now I am. Okay, let's make the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, one underestimate, well, at least on my splits, I don't know, on screen.
Boom, 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 boom. In my room.
I would like that song get included on next Just Dance game.
You have to dance.
If a video game have it, I would, but any video game has it. So rip.
Sadly.
Maybe I will have Dance Blue Dabadi on Just Dance 2018, but I haven't liked the idea of Just Dance that instead of spend a lot of money on Despacito license, they prefer. Yeah, I fucking hate that song, even if I'm from Latin America. That's a big nightmare for us. Some people like it, some people don't. Again, I got stuck again. I got mad because I'm a big fan of Just Dance franchise, and I like the Blue Dabadi song, and it hurt me a lot that song featured in the game as a cover. So well, now I'm on my, I don't know how many times that I am on screen, but in my splits I am in 1 hour and 1 minute. So please RNG to finish this in under 1 minute and 1 hour and 3 minutes. Now this is the last boss fight. This is Cortex, and I don't know if we can consider this as a boss fight because it's ridiculousness easy to do. You just need to be a big retard like me if you want to lose time. I just need to get close to him and spin 3 times, so the time will finish after the 3rd spin. That was the 1st spin. Let's go for the 2nd spin. 2nd spin, time is coming when I hit Cortex. And time!
GG!
Nein! Der werde ich schon noch zeigen, Crash Bandicoot!
Well, from this point I haven't put attention to the German voice of Cortex, so Coke is now gonna talk, so keep quiet.
Deutsch!
Crash, was ist wohl mit Cortex geschehen? Und was ist mit der Cortex Vortex? Die ist noch da oben.
Well, so sorry guys, I failed to everybody. This went out of the estimate, but at least I hope that you have enjoyed the run. I feel bad by myself because I have been practicing, and well, my PB is 54:37, and on my practice I got 57 or 58 times, and now I got 1 hour and 1 minute. So, well, this was Crash Bandicoot 20% no game over reviews, and I have forgot to mention this. I'm gonna explain the difference between game over reviews and no game over reviews. It's gonna be faster. On the game, and for example, on the first stage, if I got the crystal but I have lost all my lives, and then I continue the game and I enter to the 2nd stage instead of the 1st stage, and I get the crystal and I finish the stage, when Crash comes out of the stage, he's just not gonna take out the crystal of Snowgo, which is the 2nd stage. He's gonna take out also the crystal from 1st stage, which is from Turtle Wood. So that's a game over abuse because the developers forgot to add a line code on the game that lets the buffer or refresh the buffer memory once we lose all the lives. So this saves between 2 to 3 minutes from no game over abuse, and there are some stages that you need to lose all your lives, and other ones you need to make data abuse to finish the stage with 1 life and all that stuff. That's the difference between any percent game over reviews and any percent no game over reviews. And well, I hope that you have liked this. There are some another cool runners that are gonna make some runs on this marathon, so keep tuned, and well, Ghost is out. Thank you for watching, and thank you for having me on this marathon.
Before you go offline, next up right now is Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island Wordless by Count Gooby. We're going to set up as soon as possible as we're almost behind schedule now. But stay tuned for this run, and thank you so much, UnFantasmaMas.
Did I need to tell you that I have cut my stream before you start to talk? Yeah, it was a joke. I haven't cut my stream. Okay, see you guys. Now it's time for some Yoshi's Island. Keep tuned. I will be on chat.